Okay.
All right, we will call the order here at 8:18. And Donna, if you would like to call the roll for attendance, please.
Justin,
Present.
Tim,
Present.
Scott,
Present.
I'm here. Andrew,
Present.
Dana,
I'm here.
Jay,
Yep.
Tori,
Here.
Raphael,
Here.
John,
Here.
Larry,
Here.
Leah, Angela,
Here.
Charles,
Here.
Mike,
Here.
James,
Here.
Colin. Okay, we're just missing Leah and Colin.
Franklin's here.
He's not on the board anymore.
Oh, that's right. We didn't have that regular meeting for
Yeah,
vacancy.
correct. Yep.
Okay.
All right, so was there any motion regarding the agenda? I only heard the conversation about Mr.
Yep.
Franklin.
Motion to approve agenda.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor of approving the agenda as presented, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda is approved. We do not have any members here save for Mr. Brungart. Mr. Brungart, did you have any comments before we enter into new business?
Did we do the minutes, Mr. Chair?
Well, that would be an executive session and pending the outcome of Dana's motion, obviously. But they're
Oh,
executive session minutes, so
I see.
that
Okay.
won't come up until that point.
Okay.
I don't have anything, Justin, but can you guys hear me?
I
Yep.
sure can.
Yep.
All right, thanks.
Excellent. Excellent. So with that, we will proceed to Ms. Carver. So you have the floor to make your motion, Dana.
I would like to motion that we make all of the executive sessions since July 2025 made public and no longer go into executive session regarding the membership's money.
Second.
Point of inquiry, does that include the executive session that transpired in Fort Huron regarding Mr. Jask or regarding I'm sorry, I forget the name. We had two or three. We had Avi Rockland. We had does that include that executive session, or is this strictly for the Comerica case? Just so that we have some guidance on the motion.
Strictly for the Comerica case.
Thank you.
I guess I should have been specific on that.
All right, so that has been moved and seconded. Do we have any discussion? Dana, would you like to speak in favor of your motion?
Yeah, because with everything that's going on and what this all pertains to, it is the money that belongs to the membership, and it's been tied up for a minute, and there's a lot involved here, and most of it is public court case. In fact, all of it is public court case. It's all public hearing, so it's findable if one wants to go to Washtenaw County and get it. And it's just, I believe that they have the right to know what's going on here.
Thank you, Dana. And we'll continue with like Donna, you had your hand up next.
I had just a question as to what the definition of making this public is, does that mean putting everything on YouTube like we do our regular meetings? Or does that mean by request giving the link to the Google Drive? Um, I would just like direction since I'm the one that has all these recordings. You all have access to them too, but is that what you had in mind, Dana, is putting them on YouTube?
Well, I guess they don't really have to be on YouTube. We could do them. I mean, whatever's easiest. It's just they need to know what's going on. So they need the minutes, and if they want to dive further, maybe they could get the meeting videos if that's like really hard to do because they're separate. Because normally that would have just been part of our meeting if we hadn't made it secret. You know, if we hadn't been hiding behind that closed door, it would have just been part of those videos. So we can work that out. I just the people need to be able to know what's going on with their money. It's
Okay.
the members' money that's been tied up for a long minute.
So I do have one more comment since I had the floor for just a second. I've been sort of reviewing the minutes, and even though they have been legal, and you know, a lot of times we often think legal is automatically executive. We have not been discussing legal strategy. We have all been in agreement, and there's nothing that we're hiding as far as what we're trying to do. There should be nobody opposing us and watching what we're doing. And so I think normally, like, it made sense for me to go along with the legal, but reviewing some of the minutes, I don't see anything. There's, you know, no confidential personnel issues, no strategies, anything like that. So that's what I had to say.
Thank you. And we'll proceed to Mr. Saliba.
Thanks. Yeah, I just wanted to remind maybe some of the newer people on the board that the LEC used to go entire terms without going into executive session. Now, previously during the split, we went into executive session a lot because there were two sides and two groups of people fighting for this money. So we didn't want the other group to know what one group was doing, and it was very combative. But since the last convention, there's only been one group claiming this money, so there's no other side to hide anything from. It's just been getting this money back into the account run by this board that we all agree is the only board there is. There's no other party out there who thinks they owe or deserve this money in their treasury for some imaginary reason. So we don't need to go, like Dana or Donna just said, we don't need to go into executive session every time we discuss something legal. And like Donna just said, we haven't discussed any strategy because there's no strategy to hide. And just there were years and years and years of LEC without ever going into executive session. But if you're a newer member, maybe you think it's very regular to go into executive session because it was during that time. But that was a very irregular time. We don't need to keep doing this. And like Dana said, it is the party's money and it's being held up, and people want to know why it's being held up. And that's one way they can find out is check in on these meetings. So we don't need this stuff in executive session anymore.
Thank you, Mike. And with that, the floor will pass to Mr. Esner.
Thank you. So I know Donna asked a question, or no, there was a question specifically about Comerica being the specific executive sessions. Are we going to make sure that that's written in the in there, or do I need to make a motion to do so?
Could I make a suggestion real quick?
Sure, I'm fine with that. I just want to make sure everybody's clear. So we don't have
if we just write it in all the executive sessions of this board, then it's because, you know, like Justin was wondering about the executive session that we had at the convention, but that wasn't really this board. So that's one way to do it to make it more clear.
So
Yes,
right now
so-
it says since July 2025. Would we just modify that to say all executive sessions of this board since July? or just all executive sessions of this board?
Yeah, I'm cool
All
with that.
executive, what about all executive sessions of this board elected and then the date of the convention?
I've offered some text on the screen here. Just I moved to make all executive sessions since the adjournment of convention in July 2025 to be made public and to no longer go into executive sessions regarding membership monies. Would that cover the concerns of the board? See a thumbs up from Dana. Your original motion, is that in the spirit of your motion?
Oh, I'm cool with it.
Can you put
Thank
that in
you.
chat? Can you please put that in chat so I can copy and paste it?
Once I spell check it,
I
yes.
can't, yeah, I can't do it from your,
Not a problem. It'll be in chat momentarily, and we
thank
will
you.
return the floor to Mr. Essner.
Yeah, thank you. I still would like to hear from other people on what they think. I understand what Mike's saying, and I am not necessarily in disagreement since he has a little more experience with this than me. But I would like to hear what other people have to say or what they think. I'm just concerned about, we went in executive session for a reason, and I want to make sure that we're thinking through this and we don't have any concerns after the fact about reconsidering making a rush decision. That's all.
Thank you, Charles. And with that, the floor will pass to Mr. Teagan.
Thank you, Justin. I mean, I'm definitely in the spirit of I don't like the idea of doing all this behind closed doors while our members are just waiting for an end result for our money. Um, that being said, things we say while we go through this, yes, Mr. Chatterton does not have a legal claim to this money, but he may find ways to act in some hostile capacity, depending on the things we say in our meetings, in these executive meetings. And he might not, he could try and do something spiteful. I do believe most of y'all know him probably better than me because I've only been around since I've been back out of incarceration. So y'all would have to be the judge on that more than myself. But that being said, perhaps I might even be considering making an amended motion of upon the completion of our Comerica case, all of these executive sessions be released. That way, we still have a little bit of privacy. And when we do finally bring this to its conclusion, there will be a record that all members can go through that wish to see how we got there and all the struggles we faced along the way.
Second.
Kind of where my mind is at right now on that.
All right, that amendment has a second from Mr. Bowman. And per the order of the hands, you actually were next with the floor, if that was all you had, Tim.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Mr. Bowman, the floor is yours.
Yeah, and I already had my hand up before Tim made his amendment, his motion to amend. My general feeling here is there's a couple nuances to this. One of them is that if you go into something assuming that you are having a conversation in confidence, to have it retroactively made public is potentially problematic. Not that I'm thinking of any particular thing said or any particular people, but I just see that as something that's problematic, making it retroactive. Secondly, there is possibly something that could bite us in the ass because of the weird legal maneuverings that some members, not just including people no longer on the board, might make. And I'm not quite sure going into executive session necessarily keeps that secret, because there might be people on the LEC who choose to share information with someone who's not on the LEC anymore. And even if a person isn't attending the executive session, any board member has access to it. So I'm not sure how much good the executive session is doing, but I tend to lean on the side of caution until this contentious case is over. Mike is right about the board going many years without executive session. I will say that I joined this party, I think, in '87, and I don't think it had an executive session until 2022. That being said, I'll also add that I don't think any of our meetings were held remotely or posted to YouTube until the 2020s, or maybe slightly before that, but not a whole lot before it. So there's the other aspect of it. You don't have to go in executive session when you're having a meeting in someone's living room and there's nothing on the internet about it. So, that's my comment. I'll probably would vote for an amended motion similar to what Tim has proposed. I don't think I would vote for something that broadly just opens it all up right now.
Thank you, Scotty. And with that, the next will be Mr. Gillot.
Yeah, I'd like to speak against this motion too, because when we go into for the same reasons that Tim said and Scotty said. Number one, Tim is right. We're not sure that, I'm sure Donna went through this, but I can't be sure that Donna agrees with everything or knows everything. And we went into that executive session to keep these things private. We don't know for sure what's in there. Number one. Number two, we voted every time we went into executive session. It was a majority decision, and it was generally fairly overwhelming. Possibly Dana voted against it, but every other time I think it was the board supporting going into executive session. We speak in executive session differently than we do in our general meetings. That's the point of it. Whether we've had too many is not the point, and whether we should move on without them, I will support the amendment, but I don't support releasing everything we've done up until now. One, we don't know for sure what's in it. And number two, those of us who spoke on the condition that it was an executive session. So.
Could I ask for a
Jim.
point of order and for Tim to clarify, is it to amend to make executive sessions public after the Comerica case is resolved? Is that how you worded it?
Yeah, I suppose that'd be the proper wording, to make all executive sessions pertaining to the Comerica case made public upon the conclusion of the Comerica case.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. And with that, the floor will move to see Mr. Johnson's hand went down, and so that would move back to Dana Carver for the second time.
Actually, this would be the first time because I'm speaking on the amendment. Anywho, this amendment would defeat the purpose because basically I've had one member of this party call me a hypocrite because we're going into executive session to talk about these things, but I feel like they should be public, but I haven't made this motion. So I made the motion now. Then I've had another, and these are public things that people can look up on the internet. Also, I had another member allude to the fact that they too would like it to be public. That was on Discord. And then I've had other members talk to me that wanted to know information. And I said, well, technically I'm not allowed to tell you because of this, but because it pertains to their money, they would like to know. And so if we wait till after this is all done, they're still sitting out there just waiting, wondering what is going on. And this money has been tied up since 2023. And they deserve to know what's going on. So that would make this amendment, I totally am against it.
Thank you, Ms. Carver. Seeing no hands up at the time, do I hear the call of the question?
I'll call the question.
Who
All
was
in,
that?
that was Charles. Does it have a
Okay.
second?
I'll second.
All in favor of calling the question, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All right. For the sake of clarity, Donna, could you please restate the motion as Tim has amended it?
And we'll have the roll call.
Okay,
Did we vote on the amendment? I'm sorry, point of parliamentary privilege. Did we vote on the amendment?
right.
That's what we're calling the question on now.
So I'm gonna read I guess the amendment is making executive sessions pertaining to the Comerica case public upon conclusion of the Comerica case. And really, like Dana says, that sort of overrides hers because it doesn't really get added to hers. So it's almost a
All
different
right.
motion. So I would consider that to be the amendment.
All right. So that is the motion is amended, and that question has been called. Mr. Bowman requested a roll call. Donna, would you please?
Okay, let me go to my little table here.
We are voting on the amendment.
We're voting on the amendment. Tim,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Andrew,
Yes.
I vote no. Dana,
No.
Jay,
Aye.
Tori,
Yes.
Raphael,
No.
John,
Aye.
Larry,
Yes.
Angela,
No.
Charles,
Yes.
Mike,
No.
James.
Abstain.
Okay, it's 8 to 5 to 1. So the amendment passes.
How does the main motion now read?
Is Justin still there? Because he is not. Were you going to abstain, Justin? Did we lose him?
Apologies, I was muted.
Oh.
Yes, I abstain. The motion passes. And
Okay.
now I kind of lost my place because of the muting. So that brings us back to voting on the actual question then. So now the motion has been amended. And is there any further discussion on the amended motion? I see Charles' hands up.
Yeah, I'd like to call the question. I should have said all questions. Sorry, Larry.
I'll second.
All right. And would we like to do a voice vote, or Mr. Bowman, would you still like to do a roll call?
I think we should do a roll call.
Very well. Madam Secretary.
Okay, so this is basically Tim's amendment.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. We can do this by voice vote. All in favor of calling the question, please say aye.
Oh,
Aye.
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 Sorry to cut you off there, Donna. I just wanted to take care of that before we got too far along. So now we will go ahead with the vote and go ahead with the roll whenever you're ready.
okay.
Point
So
of
I just
information.
wait. Go for it.
Yes.
I want to hear the full motion read.
And that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure. So Dana moved to make all executive sessions public and no longer go into executive sessions regarding monies. And then it was amended to state that we make the executive sessions pertaining to the Comerica case public upon the conclusion. So I guess his amendment simply modified the timing,
That's
correct?
correct. And that is the motion on the floor at this time.
But we would no longer, are we still no longer going into executive session regarding monies?
Point of information, Mr. Chair. Yeah.
Yes.
It does seem that the portion that say we would no longer go into executive session regarding monies, other than the Comerica case, it appears, but also states that what was the other part of the original motion? I got lost.
Let's go back. Okay. The original motion was to move to make all executive sessions since the adjournment of convention 2025 to be made public and to no longer go into executive session regarding membership monies. Tim then moved to amend it to make all executive sessions regarding pertaining to the Comerica case public at the conclusion of the Comerica case. And that amendment passed and is now the main motion. Yes.
So a further point of information, did we or did we not discuss some of the membership removal issues in executive session?
All of the membership removals, investigatory committees, all of that was conducted in executive session at a convention. So during that portion of the convention, the floor is restricted to delegates only, and they are allowed to then proceed with those proceedings, cast their votes, and then the body has made its decision accordingly.
Okay, so I would like to speak against the main motion then, if I may.
By all means.
And my objection to it is at this point, we are
order.
Yes.
And I apologize, but we are not in a discussion time. We're at the vote time. If you have a parliamentary question, that would be okay.
All right, I have a question regarding Robert's Rules of Order, which state that such removal of memberships should be done in executive session, and we would be violating Robert's Rules of Order by exposing these people. Is that proper? Or would that be a violation of either our bylaws or Robert's Rules of Order?
No, we said since the adjournment of the convention, and that happened during the convention.
We have not discussed them since then?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. It
I'll
was
shut
all
up.
convention.
No,
my
site plan
question
has been handled by a committee, and that committee will be making its recommendations in January, pursuant to the wishes of the body in Port Huron. And Mr. Duke's point of order was well taken. The vote has been called. So at this point,
Request
Donna,
for information.
Yes, Mr. Bowman.
Was the amendment that we already voted on a de facto amendment by substitution or not?
That's what my question was. Is the part about no longer going into executive session, does that still stand? Which is two separate parts. I did not think it would replace it.
Okay, so I had interpreted the intent as replacing it. I don't know that it was stated. Tim, do you recall exactly how you phrased it? I don't know if you touched on that or not.
I mean, the phrasing was to just imply that the pushback time of when we can continue to do the executive sessions and to the conclusion of the case.
So it is your intent.
That was the intent. Yes.
Yes, that we would continue to go into executive session until the conclusion and then release all information available to us pertaining to the case at that time. All right. So that clarifies the actual intent of the motion. Do we need to re-vote on this amendment then? Or do we just want to vote it up or down at this time?
Vote the whole motion up and down.
Exactly. We could the question's been called. We can just simply vote on this motion, and then dispose of it accordingly.
I have a point of something. I believe it's inquiry. Well, we never voted on that. No, at least I didn't vote on that because that wasn't made clear whether or not we were going to continue to go into executive session, because that's not what was said before we voted. It's now changed since the vote.
I mean, my original.
I hate to be a pain in the butt, but that was never addressed in what we just voted on.
Point of order.
Yes, Scotty.
It's my impression that if there is confusion about that amendment, and perhaps there is, if there's somebody who misunderstood and voted a way he or she did not want to, then that would be the appropriate time for a motion to reconsider if you are on the prevailing side of that vote.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. And if necessary, we can certainly roll back the tape. Donna did read the text of the motion that Tim had proposed, and we all voted on it as she had stated it.
And those who vote no would still vote no anyway when you think it
Right.
through. I mean,
Is there anyone who voted yes that would no longer vote yes based on the clarification from Mr. Keegan? The floor is open. Going once.
Yes, I would reconsider my vote.
Okay, then we will recast the vote for the amendment first, and then well, we'll just go back. Do we want to call all questions now, or do we want to do this separately twice?
Move to call all the previous questions.
Second.
Thank you. All right, so all questions have been
Wait a few
called.
minutes.
We will go through them in order. For the sake of clarity, Mr. Teagan, would you please state your amended motion?
The amended motion would read, a move to make all executive sessions pertaining to the Comerica case made public upon conclusion of the Comerica case. That would be the official state of the motion. Like I previously stated, it is intended that we would be allowed to continue to go into executive session upon that amendment.
all right, I need to add
Thank
that
you.
part in because that's the part that confuses the.
All right, so now that that's clarified, we will be going to a vote pursuant to previous requests. So it'll be a roll call vote.
I'm sorry,
Donna?
point of parliamentary inquiry. Are we voting on the motion or are we voting on calling the question?
At
We
this
already
point, we
agreed
will
to
be
call the
voting on
question.
calling all questions.
Who made that motion?
Larry Johnson made the motion. I
Okay.
believe Mr. Essner seconded.
Okay.
We don't have to
right.
roll call calling the question, do we? Point of information.
I see
If there's
Scotty's
no
hand up. If Scotty wants
for
to
it, we
speak, I'll
can.
vote against it.
All right. There's a little bit of crosstalk there. I didn't quite catch everything, but we can certainly proceed with a voice vote and go from there. All in favor of calling all questions?
Aye.
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 All opposed?
I'm a nay only because I see Scotty's hand up, and if he wants to speak on this, I think he should be allowed. But other than that, I'm fine.
Nay.
That was and that was leftover.
All right. All questions have been called. That motion passes. And now we will prepare the roll call vote.
And this is for Tim's amendment.
Yeah, well, we have called all questions. So after this vote, if it doesn't pass, we will go back to its previous version. And then if that doesn't pass, we'll go back to its original version.
Okay, so just I will just do Tim,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Andrew,
Abstain.
I'm still a nay. Dana,
Nope.
Jay,
Aye. Aye.
aye. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Tori,
Aye.
Raphael,
No.
John,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Angela,
No.
Charles,
Aye.
Mike,
No.
James,
Abstain.
7 to 5 to 2. You still
I
abstain,
abstain as
Justin?
well, and that
Okay.
motion passes. So now we will proceed with the next order of business, which I would anticipate would be a motion to enter executive session.
So
motion.
moved.
Second.
So that means Dana's actually failed. So this was a revote. The latest one was a revote on the amendment.
When you call all questions, you vote until one passes and you go back through all the amended versions. If none of them passes, then nothing passes and you move on to the next item of business. Once one passes, you move on to the next item of business.
Yes, we discussed this at the last meeting. We decided that's not true because calling all questions just means that we have votes on all the questions. It doesn't mean that we have a vote until we finish one and then we're done.
Point of order. I'm in agreement to her explanation.
I am also. We still need to vote on the main motion. It just means we don't discuss them in between.
Understood. Understood. Thank you for clarifying, Larry. I do apologize for my oversight.
I agree with Larry's interpretation.
All right. Thank you for the correction, all the board members who issued it. We will go ahead and call that question. So that will most likely call for another roll call vote. Donna, if you will.
Okay, so this is Dana's motion with Tim's amendment. So Tim,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Andrew,
No.
I'm a no. Dana,
Nope.
Jay,
Aye.
Tori,
Aye.
Raphael,
No.
John,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Angela,
No.
Charles,
Aye.
Mike,
No.
James,
Mr.
James,
Harris?
are you there?
There he goes.
Abstain. Sorry
Thank you,
about
sir.
Okay, 7 to 6 to 1.
Abstain, motion passes.
Okay.
All right. Now we will proceed with the next order of business, which I believe now would be a motion to enter executive session. Would be in order.
Yeah. So moved. So moved by Charles.
Moved and seconded. Is there any discussion before we vote?
I'd like to speak against.
You have the floor, Mr. Saliba.
Okay, just because this got muddy with all the kind of confusing amendments and whatnot, for everybody who was concerned about releasing previous executive sessions, either because we choose to speak differently in executive session or because it hasn't been reviewed, the motion we just passed will kick that can down the road, but I don't think we still have to go into executive session for this meeting. This meeting could still be out of executive session for all the reasons we laid clear during the last one. And now that we all know that it won't be an executive session, we can move forward accordingly. And since the last motion was to keep executive sessions in executive sessions to the conclusion of the Comerica case, public immediately. Let's just stay out of executive session. If you got to review the old stuff before we release it, that's fine. But let's not put any more into that basket. Let's just move forward in public.
As with all entrances into executive session, this one will be voted on. I see Dana also has her hand up. The floor is yours.
I also would like to agree with Mike. The members deserve to know this information. They deserve to know what's going on. We need to be transparent. That was the problem with the last board, transparency. So we need to be different than them.
Thank you, Dana. I see Scotty. Hand was up next.
Yeah. And I so much love transparency, so this is embarrassing. But I'm sitting there thinking we got an issue here with I think this may be a Roberts rule or a point of order issue. My understanding is that if you discuss something in executive session, that you can't refer to that thing that was discussed in the public meeting. And if we don't go into executive session, we most certainly are likely to be referring to plenty of the things that were discussed in executive session. And I think there may be a point of order there.
Well, thank you, Scotty. The motion to enter executive session is valid. It's always been held whenever we've entered, and it will be held again tonight. Typically, there's not this much discussion, but there are a few other hands up. We'll go through them, and then we'll vote. I tend to see what you're saying, but it will be up to the body. With that said, the floor is Mr. Dukes.
As some have previously mentioned, I should start with I'm opposing going into executive session. As some have previously mentioned, the primary reason is to seemingly keep this information away from Andrew Chatterton and any leadership that may be utilizing it for another takeover. But they are capable of receiving this information through other means. So we are only keeping it from members who are dues paying and wouldn't be getting that information otherwise because they are just regular members. So that's why I would oppose executive session going forward.
Thank you, Andrew. And with that, Mr. Gillott is next.
As long as our guest, Mr. Morgan, is comfortable with us not being in executive session, because he's an outsider who may have some sense of privilege. That's we don't know, but if he's okay with it, I support it too. So,
thank you. And Mr. Morgan, if you've had anything to say on the subject, the floor will be yours just to respond to Mr. Gillott here.
I object to having a non-member speak during the board meeting.
All right, we will go ahead and put that to a vote. All in favor of allowing Mr. Morgan to answer Mr. Gillott's question, please say aye.
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 all right.
All opposed, please say nay.
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 Mr. Morgan, you have the floor.
If the meetings, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Absolutely.
If the meeting's purpose is to retain counsel for the purposes of representing the Libertarian Party of Michigan only and the Comerica litigation, then there's no actual need to go into executive session. If the purpose of the meeting is to discuss the case and solicit or receive or offer legal advice in connection with the litigation thereof, then unless the body is in executive session, I decline to provide any such information, as it would be, first of all, I feel comfortable with it, and I don't want any one to believe that the client would have then waived its attorney-client privilege. So that's a quick summary to address the concern.
Thank you, Carrie. And with that, Mr. Teagan.
So suppose a quick question here. Scotty brought up, if we stay out of executive session, then it would be improper for us to reference any statements or information brought up in previous executive sessions, correct?
Absolutely.
All right, I just wanted to clarify on that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Saliba.
Yeah, I just wanted to add I mean, we only have new business on the agenda, so I don't know what we could go into really from previous sessions that are still in executive session. I'm bound by executive session as a member of this board, but as a guy who's just named on the case, I have all the information available, and I can share it as Mike Guy named on the case if we really need to, but I don't think we'll need to get to any of that. I think we're just moving forward with new business.
All right. If any other members have anything to add, if not, I would entertain a motion to call this question.
So move.
Second.
All right. So we may have to do a roll call vote, but we'll try this verbally once. All in favor of entering executive session, please say aye.
I think we're voting on calling the
Aye.
question.
The question.
Calling
Yeah.
the question.
That's correct. All in favor of calling the question to enter executive session. Apologies for missing.
Aye.
Aye.
All right. All in favor of entering executive session, please say aye.
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 Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Let's try this again. All in
I
favor,
think we need a roll
please
call
say
vote, please.
aye.
Roll call vote, please.
Aye.
Aye.
A roll call vote, I believe, has been called.
Okay, we can do a roll call. Donna.
Tim,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Andrew,
No.
I'm a no. Dana,
Nope.
Jay,
Aye.
Tori,
Aye.
Raphael,
No.
John,
Aye.
Larry,
Aye.
Angela,
Nope.
Charles,
Aye.
Mike,
No.
James,
Abstain.
7 to 6 to 1.
Motion passes. I abstain as well.
Oh.
All right, we are now in executive session. I would like to make a motion to permit Mr. Brungart as a named party
Wait,
and
Justin?
Mr. Morgan.
Is
Division.
everybody, one question, clarification, everybody that's on the call is able to be in executive session? There's no
Well, I
need
was
to.
just actually going to make a motion to admit both Mr. Brungart as a named party and Mr. Morgan into executive session.
I would call for division. I think that it was very much inappropriate to only invite one attorney to this meeting, so I would move to exclude Gary Morgan.
Mr. Curcio received the Zoom link insofar as I'm aware. And it wouldn't have been the first time he'd refused an invitation. But we can certainly entertain division.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, there's a motion on the floor and it's been seconded. Can we
Yes, we
move
can
to a vote?
division.
Point of parliamentary inquiry.
Yes.
Did we stop and restart the recording?
Yeah, I was just going to ask, are we officially
thank
in
you.
executive session yet?
Yes, we are.
Yep.
Yep.
Don't,
Okay.
don't we have to make sure all the participants,